of the protective style, okay? So you wanna make sure this detangling process is done right. Hi everyone, I'm AJ Watkins and I'm the founder and CEO of All Natural Kinks. You can check out the website on allnaturalkinks.com where I have everything you need hair products in regards to hair growth and length retention. So let's get right into it. So today I'm going to be diving into a key factor that is going to help you grow your hair, and that is in your detangling method. Let me tell you, if you are a type 4 hair girly, I don't care if you're 4A, 4B, 4C, I don't even care if you don't even prescribe to the chart. If you are a kinky hair girly, okay? If you are a type 4 girly, if you have kinky textured hair, if you are prone to dryness, I am speaking to you, y'all. Detangling is one of the key things that is going to make your hair or literally break your hair, literally break it. It is so important because if you have that type of hair texture, your hair is already prone to breakage. Okay, it's already prone to breakage. So if you are not detangling your hair in the correct manner, you're going to start getting excessive breakage. Okay, if you are somebody who is doing everything you can, you are taking care of your hair, you're using the right products, you are protective styling the right way, you're keeping your hair moisturized, and you're still not seeing any type of hair growth or length retention, it could be in this detangling process and you are losing an excessive amount of hair. And if you are getting excessive breakage, you're not going to notice your hair growing, right? It may be growing out of the scalp, right? But you're not going to be noticing any inches, okay? Because you are not retaining length. Okay, so it is extremely important. If you want to see inches, if you want to see your hair go from a certain length to another certain length, then it's extremely important for you to pay attention to this detangling step. Kinky textured hair, type 4 hair, is very prone to tangles. It is prone to fairy knots. It is prone, like I said, to excessive dryness, okay? So you have to really be gentle with your detangling method. Be gentle with your hair during this process if you want to retain your length and actually see that growth. And if you are not doing this process correctly, you will start having excessive shedding. Your hair will naturally shed, right? Your hair will naturally shed a certain amount of hairs, especially if you had it in a protective style, it's going to shed, right? And the longer you have your hair in that protective style, the more, shed hair you're going to be, combing out or taking out when you detangle. But I'm talking about excessive shedding. Okay, so I'm gonna be sharing the tips that I use, the detangling tips that I use. So one thing that I do that I've incorporated probably maybe for the last 10, 15 years is actually detangling my hair before I shower, before I actually wash my hair. So I wear a lot of protective styles. I'll keep a protective style in potentially 2 to 4 weeks. So I find detangling before the shower is very helpful in not having excessive shedding. So if you wear a lot of long-term styles, this is probably going to be helpful. I find when I detangle my hair before the shower, I don't get as many tangles. I don't get as much shedded hair. My hair doesn't break as easily. I find I have more control over actually combing out my hair. There's a lot of benefits that I have found to actually detangling my hair before I wash it. The first thing I do is I section off my hair. So I don't comb it all at once. I make sure I comb it section by section, making sure I'm not yanking through my hair. I'm slowly going through each section, making sure just to get the tangles out and not pulling, yanking, and actually pulling out the good hairs in my hair. Okay, so after I have the first section, I'm going to make sure I wet that hair. You don't want your hair to be dry when doing this process. That's also gonna cause a lot of breakage that you do not want. So you wanna make sure your hair is actually very damp for this process. So the first thing that I do is I wet each section. Next, you wanna put in the detangling product. Okay, so any product that is going to allow you to actually get through your hair and actually take out the tangles easier is very, very key. Okay, you want to make sure you pick a detangling product that's going to do this to make the process easier. I personally use the Slippery Elm Detangling Jelly, so that is on the website, you can see here. And this literally melts your tangles away, y'all. It really makes the process so much easier. Before the detangling jelly, it would take me hours to detangle, but with this particular product, it really removes the tangles naturally because of the marshmallow root and because of the slippery elm. It just allows you to detangle your hair quicker, easier, you know, and that's what you want. Okay, so after you have the detangling product in your hair, I like to pull apart any of the large tangles first and kind of work my fingers through getting those larger tangles out. I find that's a little bit easier, just so again, I am saving as much hair as possible and I'm not yanking through any of those large tangles. I will then follow that up with a wide tooth comb to get any additional tangles out. Something to note though, when you are using the wide tooth comb, you want to detangle your hair from the tip, work your way up to the root, okay? You do not want to just yank that comb through your hair, okay? You don't want to do that. That's going to it can really cause a lot of breakage. Again, this is what we do not want. So you want to slowly work that comb through the tangles, okay? So not yanking it, just kind of slowly going through, getting those tangles out, little piece by piece for that section until all the tangles out, till you work your way up to the root and that section is fully detangled. Okay, so after I have finished the first section, then I'm going to do that with every section of my hair until my hair is fully detangled. So like I said, section by section, okay, little by little, gets the job done, y'all. And trust me, you will have a lot less breakage, you will have a lot less excessive shedding. That ball that you have of hair, you know, it should be a lot smaller using some of these tips, meaning you're not shedding as much hair, especially after a protective style, right? Your hair can be knotted all over the place. You want to make sure you're doing the detangling process correct so you don't get any type of breakage. You keep all your hair. The point of a protective style is to protect your hair. And if you're getting excessive shedding or you're breaking your hair off, what's the point of the protective style, okay? So you want to make sure this detangling process is done right. So I hope these tips were helpful. This is what I do religiously when I do detangle my hair, and that's how I've really been able to retain my length and grow out my hair over the years and really maintain the length that I like. So if you have any questions, or you know, if you want more details about the detangling method, or if you're finding that you're, you know, excessively shedding, or you're finding your hair is breaking, you know, during this process, and you just want to reach out, please, please, please leave me a comment, send me a message. I love this stuff. I love hair. I love helping you all with, you know, hair in general. So please, please, please let me know. All products are available on the website, so if you want to check that out, if you're somebody that wants to really, you know, really wants to grow out your hair this year, or if you want to retain that length, or you want some products to help you with detangling, check out the website. Everything is there. You can see what we have available. So if you have not already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I talk everything hair tips. I really want you guys to get to your hair length goals. I want you to be able to grow your hair as long as you want. And so I am here to help. So subscribe if you want more hair care tips. If you want hair growth tips, I am here to help y'all out. So subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.